Hi, welcome to Taylor's Workshop. My name is Chigozie, and I want to thank you all for 130 subscribers. Thank you. Now, this is getting more interesting. So, this video is to thank you all. Really, I'm really grateful for your support. Thank you so very much. So today I want to show you how to cut a breast tube, a princess dart breast tube. So if this is something you like to know, just sit down, get a popcorn, and let's do it together. So we'll get our pattern paper. I take the shoulder slope. That's it. That's your first move. Now, if you don't have an armhole curve or you would rather want to measure it, you just measure to the shoulder length and you go down by half an inch or 3/4 of an inch for the shoulder slope. So for this client, the shoulder is 17 inches. I divided it into two, so it gave me 8.5 inches for the shoulder. So and the armhole is also 17 inches. Divided into two will also give me 8.5 inches. So I brought it down. So I'm going to rule a line to connect the dots together. So I've gone ahead. So this is me ruling the line in order to connect the dots together. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, I beg you to please subscribe, hit the like button, thank you, and you can also share this video with your friends. So I call that line my chest line. It's also an armhole line. So I impute my on that chest line, you're going to impute your bust measurement. Now the bust measurement for this client is 42 inches. 42 divided by 4 is going to give me 10.5. That's why I've applied 10.5, and I've added 1.5 inch for sewing allowance, then 1 inch for closing the princess dart, and okay, that's it. 1.5 inch for sewing allowance, 1 inch for closing the butt dart, and I added extra half an inch on the bust side because I want to remove it from the back. Now the back is going to be 20 instead of 21. So I made the front 22 and the back 24. So this is me imputing my vertical measurement. Is it vertical or horizontal? Hey, I guess I've forgotten. So this is me imputing the measurement. So I've put the half length. The half length is going to be 17 inches plus 1 inch for sewing will give me 18 inches, and 1 inch for that will give me 19 inches. So the front pattern is going to be 1 inch longer than the back pattern. Guys, let's go. So that's it. So I'm going to go ahead, mark it out, and then I'll label it waistline. So let's go on. Have you subscribed? Please subscribe now. I beg you. Please subscribe just to support me. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. So that's my underbust measurement. Now you're going to measure, you know how to get the measurement for, if you don't know how to take your accurate measurement, maybe I'm going to drop the link in this video so that you are going to watch it and know how to take your accurate body measurement. So that's my bust point. The bust point is 11.5 inches. So I've impute my bust point measurement, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'll rule a line to that effect to connect the dots together. So now, just in case you did not measure your client under bust or bust point, you can just as in there's a standard measurement for it. Yeah, there's a standard measurement. This is me labeling it. There's a standard measurement. If you have the under bust measurement, the upper bust should be 2.5. The bust point should be 2.5 inches above the under bust, and then the waistline also 2.5 inches below the under bust. So that's it. You can also bring it down by 3 inches to the waistline. So That's it. So that place is going to be my armhole length. I told you you can also call it chest line. Whatever you like, just know what you're doing. So I call that place my chest line. So I'm going to go ahead now and impute the measurement for my dart. That's the place where my dart is going to be sitting. Now to get that, what you need to do is measure the underbust. Now the underbust for this client is 36 inches. Now you're going to divide that by 8. 36 divided by 8 is going to give you 4.5. Go ahead and impute your 4.5 from the center front. Impute it so till you get to the bust point, 1.5 inch above the bust point. So that's it. That's where the princess dart is going to be sitting. Now you get your ruler and you connect your lines together. Like the way you see me doing it. Have you subscribed to this channel? Please support me. Please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. So you divide the armhole length into two. So for me now it is 8.5. I divided by 2. I took 4 and then I went down by 1. Now, the reason why you have to take your darts downward is so that the bustier does not come up. Some princess that can just come up like that, and it becomes you have excess fabric at the chest line. No, so go down by 1 inch. So this is it. So I'm going to now clear and blend it together so as not to have a sharp end, and then I connected the first line I had to my bust point area. So that's my 1 inch there. I'm going to cut it out. So this is me blending it. So I'm going to remove that one. That space in between, I'm going to cut it out. Is my dart allowance. So that's it about so I'll come to the underbust and I'll put my dart measurement. I'm going to be using a dart measurement of 2.5 inches. I'm going to be taking 1/2 inch from the center front and 2 inches from the side. 1/2 inch. So I went down from the bust point by 1/2 inch, and I'm going to connect the lines like so. I'm going to connect the lines like so. So don't forget 2.5 inches. Take 1/2 inch from the center front and 2 inches from the side. You're going to like the result. So you draw something like an S, connecting the lines together. You see the way I draw it here? Yes. So you draw it like that. And then you go to the waistline and you also take your 2 inches on the side and 1/2 inch from the center front. And you connect the lines to sit like that. So that's it. Now, this client does not like a very tight dress, does not like tight dresses. They just want fitted dress. So, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll connect the lines together. Guys, I'm selling sewing machines. If you need a very strong black sewing machines, blackhead sewing machines, electric and manual sewing machines, tabletops sewing machines, please, I'm going to drop my phone number in the comment section. You can call me for your sewing machines, and I'm in Lagos. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll impute my bust measurement again on the bust area. That's on the bust point area. So I impute the measurement, which is 42 inches, 10.5, and 1 inch to join the princess dart, 1.5 inch for sewing. Guys, I used to put my my sewing allowance when I'm cutting fabrics styles like this. I used to add the sewing allowance on the pattern too, on the pattern, so for easy working. So this is me putting my measurement on the waist area, the same measurement I have on the underbust, which is 36 inches divided by 4. It will give me 8.5. Is it 8.5 or 9? Okay, so I think it's 9. Yeah, 9. 9 inches. So I measured 9 inches. I added my 2.5 back. Anything you are sewing and you're not adding anything you take as that, make sure you add it back. So I added my 2 inches back, 2.5 inches back, and then 1 inch to close the dart, and 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. Now don't forget you need that 1 inch to close that dart. So I came to the armhole area and I added the 1 inch I'll use and close my own dart there. Because if you don't add it up, by the time you sew it, you will have a shortage. So I added it like that, and I'm going to extend the lines outside. So I'll come out by 1 inch and I'll connect my armhole. If you have an armhole curve, you can use an armhole curve. I have an armhole curve, but I didn't use it here, so I used my free hand to connect the lines. So I just impute a standard measurement for the neck, which is 3 inches wide by 3 inches width, by 3 inches length. And I'm going to, I just connected it like so. Now, this is not the neckline I'm going to be using. I'm just putting it there, you know, I'm just putting it there for easy working. So I'm going to, if you look at the blouse, it has a keyhole, it has a star neckline. So I'm going to show you, just stick around, watch till the end. You're going to see how we achieve the neck of this dress. Just watch till the end. You're going to see how to achieve the star neckline. So I went ahead and I cut out my pattern. Watch how I'm cutting it, guys. You see the way I cut that side? That's how you're going to be cutting that side. So I also cut the my dart at the armhole area. I've cut off that 1 inch. So you see the way I cut it. So by the time you sew it now, you see that everything is going to fit in so perfectly. So that's it about cutting the front part of your princess dart bustier. So you apply your notches at the under bust, very importantly. So I've applied my notches together, and I'm going to cut my wording for padding the breast tube area. So the way to do that is you put your wording material from the under bust to the chest line. So let's cut the back piece first. So I've gotten another fabric. Note we're not going to be using the front to cut the back. We're just going to impute the accurate measurement for the back piece. So this is me taking the chest line. So I took measurement for the chest line, the length. Now the length is 1 inch shorter than the front length because I'm not going to be cutting it out from the armhole area this time. I'm not going to be taking out that from the armhole area at the back. I only did that for the front. So that's it. So it's going to add up for it. It's going to, sorry, not add up. It's going to make, by the time I close the dart at the front, it will make up for the back. It will become the same length with the back. So I impute my measurement. I told you the bust area is going to now be 10 inches. So we added 1 inch for princess, that 1.5 inch for sewing, and that's it. So I'm going to go ahead and I will impute that measurement, 4.5 inch. So after the zip allowance, you apply your 4.5 inch, like so. And you let your dart stop at your bust point area, 1 inch above your bust point. That's where your dart should stop, at the back, 1 inch above the bust point. That's where the darting should stop. But the length is going to extend to the armhole, as in that's where you're going to rule that 1 inch down. Just stick around. You're going to see it by the time I rule it. So I connected the lines like so with my ruler. And I want a dart of 1 inch. So I'm going to be taking 1/2 inch on both sides. 1/2 inch. I'll come to the under bust area too, and I'll also take 1/2 inch on both sides. So you see, that's why I told you not to use the front for your back pattern. You see, for the front, you see what we took. So this is me transferring it, making my wording, cutting out my wording. I already told you how you can get that. You just take your wording, whatever you're using as the wording for padding it, whether it is hairstring, whether it is felt, whatever it is. So just put it at the waist, at the under bust, and take it to the chest line. So for me, it is 6.5. It is 6, so I just made it 6.5. So I cut it out. Now the wideness for the front, we did it 4.5 inches. Now for the side, I'm going to make it a bit wider. So for the side, I'm going to make it 5.5. So I'm going to also place the fabric on the wording or felt, whatever you call it, and I'm going to measure out 5.5 inches, and I'll place the material on it and use it and trace it out. And that's it for my padding. Please, if you have not subscribed to this my channel, please subscribe. If you're just joining us, you're welcome. Thank you for coming. If you have any question, you can leave it at the comment section. I'm going to attend to it by God's grace. So this is me trimming it off. So I just want to have a round curve line. So and I'll use this pattern and draft for the second one. No, I need 2 pieces for this. So I used the pattern and drafted for the second one. So thank you. And I'm going to go ahead to the ironing table and I'll iron it out on the lining, not on the main fabric. But if you want to iron on the main fabric, it's up to you. For me, I iron on the lining. So this is it. I was done ironing it. And this is the main fabric. I put hair I ironed hair on the main fabric. So let's go over to the sewing machine and let's sew it. So we're in the sewing machine. Let me show you how. So you start joining from the down, making sure they are equal. So you sew. You start sewing. You're going to see how I am sewing it. make sure your fabrics are in place. You know that one, the one at the under has a way of, just causing a kind of shortage if you're not careful. So that's why I'm holding it down. You see the way I was holding it down, making sure no one of them runs faster than the other. So that's it. And you're going to have a beautiful princess that Bustier. And that's it. That's how I've been able to join it. And this is it for the lining. Now this one is the lining, don't forget. This is it for the lining, and I'm going to go over to the pressing table and give it a good press. And I also join the front piece, give it a good press, open up that inside. I've already trimmed off the wording, yet it is not showing there because I don't want it to be bulky. So that's it about it. So I took the main fabric, and this is the back. I'm going to trim off that side. I had added it. So that's where you add your extra 1 inch for joining. You add it from, because this one short, the back side, because there's no dart there, is short from the shoulder side. So you're going to be adding 1 inch at the shoulder side, and then you trim off. So this is me joining the front part. So I did the same thing that I did for the lining, and yeah, that's it. I made sure that the stitches were in line. So I was done joining. So you see the neckline. Just stay tuned. You're going to see how I achieved this neckline. So I went ahead and I started to stitch it. Look at it very well the way I stitch it. I'm going to sew in between those lines. Now the material I use for the neck is collar stain. You can use the hardest one, which is peplum stain, and you can also use a collar stain. Just interface it on the main fabric. I had put it before on the lining, but I removed it and put it on the main fabric. So that's how I sew it. You'll be sewing in between. You take it down, just follow. You'll be sewing front of that collar stain that is there, very very close to the collar stain, but not on the collar stain. That's how you continue to sew it until you are done with sewing it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I love you. So that's it. I was done. So I'm going to use my scissors and now trim it out. So this is me trimming it out very, very close. Like trim it very, very close, but don't cut your thread though. I trimmed it very, very close. So by the time I was done trimming, I just flipped it over. I gave it a good press, and that's it. Ooh la la. The upper part of your princess dart bustier is ready. So let me go ahead and show you how to achieve the star neckline. So to achieve the star neckline, so that's it. That's how it looks by the time we're done. Are you seeing it? So now let's dive into how to achieve the neckline. So to achieve okay. Now to achieve the neckline, you take a paper and then you measure out the wideness of the neck you want. So and for this, I want a wideness of I think it's 10 inches, a wideness of 10 inches. So I went down by 4 inches, and I'm going to connect the line for the neckline like so. Now, if you don't want it to be too wide, you can make yours 8 inches, which is 4, when the paper is on fold. So I went down by half an inch, and I created the dart. I want a dart of 2 inches. So I'm going to first of all use 1 inch to draw my star neckline. So to draw it, just start from the center front, start measuring to 2 inches. 2 inches from the first line, that's how you continue. 2 inch, and then I'll go up again. I'll measure 2 inch to 2 inches until you are done with the space that you have. So that's it, and that's it. So you connect the lines like so. That's how you connect the lines. You measure your 2 inches, 2 inches, from here to 2 inches. Just try it out, and it's that easy for the neckline. So when I was done, I gave it a base. You will need a base for the collar to stay. So I gave it 1 inch base. Did you see what I did? So, and I went ahead and I cut it out. So that's the star neckline. That's a star neckline. You can use this method to achieve any neckline of your choice. So you see the way I cut it out. Now by the time you're done cutting out, you transfer it into the collar of your choice, any hard stain of your choice. When you've transferred it there, this is a paper, you transfer it to that, and you iron it on the place you want to put it on the neckline. So this is me cutting the collar stain. So when I cut it out, I'm going to just go ahead and I transferred it to the neckline. That's what gave me that sheen there. Thank you. I love you. Please subscribe if you have not subscribed. Thank you. God bless you. Now tell me the lesson you want me to do next. I'll be in the comment section. And also don't forget to call me for your sewing machines. I don't sell industrial, but if you want manual sewing machines, you want tabletops, you want heavy duties, I am your best plug in Lagos. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.